Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Indians, and the visionary minds of our nation today, I invite you to stand still for a moment and feel the pulse of history. History not merely as an account of what has passed, but as a living, breathing testament to what a nation can become. The wind of change has begun to sweep across our skies, not with turbulence, but with the precision of engineered progress. India's first air defense system export has officially taken off, and it is the Akash-NG Missile System leading this aerial revolution. This isn't just a defense deal. This isn't just a missile. This is a message to the world. A message that India, the land of sages and space missions, the home of philosophy and physics, is no longer just a spectator in the theater of global defense. We are now authors, we are now contributors, and most importantly, we are leaders. The Akash-NG, or New Generation Missile System, is not simply a product of military need. It is a manifestation of Indian intellect, innovation, and intent. It is a symbol born out of decades of perseverance, of sleepless nights in DRDO labs, of engineers sketching blueprints under flickering lights, of scientists testing, failing, adapting, and trying. Again, it is the living embodiment of our national motto, Satyam Vijayate. Truth alone triumphs, and indeed, so does determination. For years, we stood at the doors of other nations, purchasing equipment to protect our skies. We depended on imports to shield our borders. We relied on the expertise of others, but not anymore. With the Akash-NG wings spread wide, we are redefining our role on the global stage. We are no longer buyers, we are builders, we are exporters, we are enablers of peace through power. Let's take a moment to understand the significance of this export. The Akash-NG missile is a state-of-the-art surface-to-air missile system that can engage aerial threats with incredible accuracy and speed. It has a range of up to 70 kilometers, a reaction time of just a few seconds, and the ability to neutralize multiple targets in a single sweep. But these numbers, as impressive as they are, tell only half the story. The real story is what this missile represents. It represents decades of scientific discipline. It represents a leap from dependence to dominance. It represents a silent promise that India made to itself, to stand tall, to rise on its own terms, and to take others along in that rise. When we talk of the Akash-NG missile deal, we must also talk about vision. The vision of Aatmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has not merely spoken about this vision, he has steered the ship into its course. And the DRDO, our armed forces, and our scientists have made that vision fly literally. This missile deal is a culmination of a philosophy that has simmered for decades, that true strength comes not from what we buy, but from what we build. And today we are building not just for ourselves, but for the world. Let me be clear, this is not an arms race. This is not a weapon to provoke war. This is a system designed for peace, a system that protects skies, defends lives, and ensures that no harm comes unannounced. We are not just selling a missile, we are offering trust, we are exporting stability. We are sharing the fruit of our intellect with nations that believe in partnership, in security, and in shared futures. And it is no small feat, because to arrive at this moment, India had to cross many frontiers. There were years when budgets were tight, when critics doubted, when global sanctions tried to paralyze our defense growth. But India, our India, did not stop. We adapted, we learned, we innovated. We created homegrown radar systems, propulsion units, command, control centers, all integrated seamlessly into one powerful machine, Akash-NG. This is not just a missile, it is a masterstroke of multidisciplinary engineering. And let us not forget, it is built entirely by our scientists, with components manufactured by Indian industries, small startups, large-scale corporations, and public sector undertakings. This success belongs to every technician, every data analyst, every logistics worker who made sure this dream was not grounded. The Akash-NG launch into the global market is the ignition of a new era for our country, an era where Indian defense exports are no longer niche but necessary. And this is just the beginning. Imagine the impact. As nations line up to acquire our missile systems, they are not just purchasing a product, they are partnering with a rising power, a democratic force committed to peace, stability, and technological progress. They are joining hands with a country whose values are rooted in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. This deal marks a tectonic shift not just in defense economics, but in global trust. For decades, the top defense exporters of the world have dominated the skies, setting the rules. Today, India has earned a seat at that table, not because of privilege, but because of proof. We proved we can innovate. We proved we can deliver. We proved we are dependable. Young Indians, I speak to you directly now. If ever there was a time to dream big, it is now. If ever there was a moment to believe in your power, it is today. The Akash-NG is not just a missile, it is an invitation. An invitation to create, to code, to construct, and to contribute. Our nation needs your curiosity, your courage, your commitment. The world is looking at India with renewed respect. They see our space missions, touch the moon, and prepare for Mars. They see our satellites enable connectivity across oceans. They see our engineers build bridges, both literal and diplomatic. And now, they see our defense systems protect borders beyond our own. From being a nation that once imported every major weapon system, to now designing, testing, and exporting one of the most sophisticated air defense systems in the world. What a journey it has been! But let me tell you this, the runway is still long, and the flight has just begun. To our armed forces, you are the reason we strive. You are the ones who gave our scientists purpose. Your courage fuels our curiosity. You deserve the best, and with Akash-NG, you now carry the pride of homegrown protection. The skies are safer because of you, and now skies around the world will echo that safety, thanks to your inspiration. To our scientists at DRDO, you are national treasures. You have given us a shield forged not just with metal, but with the fire of dedication. May your labs continue to be the crucibles of tomorrow's breakthroughs. To our policymakers, let this be a call to deepen investment in R&D, to clear bureaucratic fog, to support the private sector, and to inspire a generation of defense innovators. And to our international partners, know this: when you choose Akash-NG, you are choosing reliability, ethics, and excellence. You are choosing India not just as a vendor, but as a vision. India's first air defense system export has taken off, but it is carrying much more than a missile. It is carrying our dreams, our resolve, our future. Let us continue to fly higher, not just as a military power, but as a peacekeeping force. Let our missiles deter aggression, not ignite it. Let our exports inspire trust, not tension. And let our journey from the ground to the skies be a guiding light for every emerging nation out there, dreaming of self-reliance. This is India rising, not by conquest but by contribution, not through war but through wisdom, not by chance but by choice. The Akash has taken off, and so has India. Jai Hind. India's export of the Akash-NG G air defense system marks not just a significant transaction, but a historic turning point in our national journey, from once being one of the world's largest armed importers to now emerging as a respected and capable global defense exporter. This moment is not just a technical milestone, it is the culmination of decades of vision, struggle, and steadfast commitment to self-reliance. For far too long, India's defense requirements were met by looking beyond our borders. Our security was, in many ways, dependent on the capabilities and willingness of other nations. We invested billions into foreign technologies, sometimes getting the best, often making compromises. But deep within our scientific and strategic communities, a silent resolve was growing, that India must one day build and rely on its own strength. That resolve has now roared into reality with the Akash-NG. This air defense system is not just an instrument of warfare, it is a symbol of how far our nation has come in mastering critical technologies through indigenous innovation. Designed and developed entirely on Indian soil by Indian scientists and engineers, using components manufactured in Indian industries, the Akash-NG missile stands as a proud emblem of what self-belief and technological foresight can achieve. It's more than hardware, it's a declaration that India no longer needs to wait in line for others to supply security. A declaration that we can produce systems that not only meet global standards but set new ones. A declaration that the age of dependency is behind us and the era of leadership is upon us. Our decision to export this cutting-edge system to friendly nations is also a reflection of confidence. Confidence in our capabilities, in our quality, in our integrity. We are not just offering a product, we are offering trust. We are telling the world that India's defense manufacturing is reliable, scalable, and visionary, that when you invest in India's systems, you are investing in excellence powered by ethics. From importers to exporters, from dependent to dependable, from buying strength to building it. This is the transformation India has undergone, and the Akash-NG is both the proof and the promise of that journey. The Akash-NG Missile System exemplifies the cutting edge of India's advanced capabilities in defense innovation. It is not merely a missile, it is a testament to the power of Indian engineering, strategic foresight, and scientific excellence. It represents how far we have come not just in building a defense platform, but in shaping a technological marvel that can stand shoulder to shoulder with the most sophisticated systems in the world. This is a new generation surfaced, where missile system that redefines how we perceive aerial defense. It combines unmatched mobility, precision, and speed, the three core attributes of modern air warfare. The Akash-NG is designed to engage and neutralize multiple aerial threats, including enemy fighter jets, cruise missiles, and drones, all within seconds of detection. Its quick reaction time and active electronically scanned array, ESA radar guidance system enable it to identify, track, and destroy incoming threats with pinpoint accuracy, even in complex, high-pressure battlefield environments. But what makes it truly extraordinary is its adaptability. The Akash-NG is mounted on a highly mobile platform, allowing it to be deployed rapidly across diverse terrains, from deserts to mountains, from borders to bases. It is not a static defense line. It is a dynamic force, ready to move wherever our national interest demands. This level of capability did not happen overnight. It is the result of relentless testing, research, and collaboration between the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, Bharat Dynamics Limited BDL, Bharat Electronics Limited BEL, and a range of private partners and startups. The Akash-NG stands tall not just because of its specifications, but because of the sweat, intellect, and determination that built it. What does this mean for the world? It means that India is no longer just a user of technology. We are now creators of next-generation solutions. The Akash-NG is now being seen not just as a defense system, but as a competitive and compelling choice in the international arms market. Nations across the globe are recognizing its value not only for its performance, but for the cost-effectiveness and strategic reliability that come with an Indian partnership. And let us be clear, when a nation chooses the Akash-NG, they are not just choosing a product. They are choosing an ecosystem of innovation, a partner in defense diplomacy, and a symbol of trust backed by performance. India is now exporting not just military strength, but peacekeeping capability. We are offering a shield, not a sword. The Akash-NG is a perfect blend of science and strategy, and in it we see the reflection of a nation that is fearless, futuristic, and firmly on the rise. This breakthrough is more than a defense deal. It is more than the transfer of technology or the shipment of equipment. It is a message, a bold, resounding message to the world, a message that India is ready not just to participate, but to lead, ready not just to compete, but to collaborate, ready not just to follow trends, but to define the future of aerospace and defense technology with integrity, innovation, and unshakable strength. For decades, global leadership in high-tech defense systems was concentrated in the hands of a few. India, despite its vast potential, was seen as a market, never as a maker, but with the export of the Akash-NG, that narrative has changed. We have stepped into the League of Nations that don't wait for solutions from others. We create them. We don't rely on borrowed strength, we generate our own. This moment, this export, is symbolic of a broader transformation. It reflects a shift in mindset from self-doubt to self-belief, from dependency to dominance, from silence on the sidelines to a confident voice in the center of the world stage. When we export a defense system like the Akash-NG, we're not just exporting a product. We're exporting the story of India's renaissance in research, the return of faith in our institutions, and the triumph of collaboration between government, industry, and the scientific community. And make no mistake, this message is being heard. Nations around the world are taking note. They are seeing a new India capable, credible, and committed. An India that can secure not only its own skies, but can also contribute to global stability. An India that extends its hand in partnership, not for power, but for peace. An India that insists on ethics in technology, responsibility in trade, and transparency in cooperation. This is not just a win in defense. It is a statement of diplomatic maturity, of strategic foresight, and of technological sovereignty. It tells the world that India is not interested in aggression, but in assertion, not in conquest, but in contribution, not in domination, but in direction setting. Let us take pride in the fact that our nation, rich in heritage and values, is now shaping the conversation about what modern defense looks like. Not with fear, but with foresight. Not with force, but with finesse. We are offering a vision where strength and peace go hand in hand, where progress is driven not by exploitation, but by collaboration. India is not just rising, it is rising with purpose. The Akash-NG is a beacon of that purpose. It represents the India that dares to dream, that has the courage to build, and the character to lead with honor. So let this export not be seen as the end of a project, but as the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where India shapes the future, not by looking at others, but by becoming the example others look up to.